Hello everyone, welcome to India's largest learning e-platform, Gradeup. Good evening Amrita, good evening what's up, good evening. So good evening everyone. So कैसे हो आप लोग बताइए, how are you all? So I hope you have already done your dinner and all. Okay, and today we are going to solve a very beautiful question on a two-port networks. So if you see, if I do the recap for the last class, so in the last class, or you can say yesterday class, I told you about the basic of a two-port network, that what are the different two-ports network we have. Okay, and I told you one very important point, that you need to remember the equation of each two-port network. Okay, we have a 6 two-port network, basically Z, Y, ABCD, H, G and ABCD dash. Out of these 6, these 4 are very important, and almost all of the question that you will see will come from these 4 parameters. But it doesn't mean the question will never come from these 2 parameters. A question can come. That's why you have to remember all the parameters, and I told you these are the conditional parameter. Conditional parameter. So what is the meaning of conditional parameter? The only meaning of conditional parameter is that I have to put some condition before finding out the parameters. For example, in Z parameter I have to put port 2 open or port 1 open. That's why that parameter is known as the open port parameter, or you can say impedance parameter. Okay, so let's everyone join our session. Okay, and then we will start our class. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ishaan Mudgal. I have a 3+ year of experience, 5 times GATE qualified, MTech gold medalist from NIT Allahabad, and these are my area of expertise. And guys, you can follow me on a Gradeup app so that you can see the recorded version or the short version of a revision series of power electronics and power system also. लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिया है, वहां से आप मुझे फॉलो कर सकते हो, और मैं रोज अभी पावर सिस्टम में क्लास ले रहा हूं ऑन अ ग्रेडअप ऐप. यू कैन आल्सो वॉच दैट क्लास. And there is one information for you. So before starting a class, one small information for you guys. We are going to start the 500 plus most expected question series for the BYJU'S exam. I hope you have already know that BYJU'S has given 2 dates, 13th and 14th December, right? And for that we are going to start the score booster series. So if you are preparing for the BYJU'S, this series is going to be very important for you, very important. Okay, last minute revision is going to be very important. Okay, so this is the it's going to be 500 plus most question series starting from 26 November, and it will start from the BYJU'S sir, followed by me and Ashutosh sir. So you can see the schedule from here, and I kindly advise you that you should join this particular lectures if you are preparing for the BYJU'S exam. Okay, so this actually we have discussed in the last class, right? And I told you here it will be a minus sign, minus I2. And guys, remember one point very carefully. For the ABCD parameter, you have to put the minus with I2. Why? Because actually the I2 flows outside the network for the ABCD parameter, because it represents the transmission parameter. Fine. Now one of the students is asking, sir, equation for G parameter. सिंपल है बेटा, जो H पैरामीटर है ना उसको चेंज उल्टा कर दो, आपके पास G पैरामीटर की इक्वेशन आ जाएगी. What is the equation for a G parameter? Just I1 V2 is equal to G11 V1 plus G12 V2 is equal to G21 V1 plus not here, it will be I2. My fault. Here it will be I2, V1 and I2. Okay, fine. And guys, yesterday's class was very important because I discussed the basic of a network, as well as I discussed the symmetricity and reciprocity. Okay, so today we are going to solve the question. So first of all, just for the recap, you can see this particular page. I told you how to solve the question, and here also I'm again telling you, for symmetricity, what is the condition for a symmetricity? We have discussed in the last class that Z11 is equal to Z22, Y11 is equal to Y22, A is equal to D, and determinant of H parameter is equal to 1. Similarly, for reciprocity, we have discussed in a last class, okay, So what is the conditions here? Z12 is equal to Z21, Y12 is equal to Y21, AD minus BC is equal to 1, and H12 is equal to minus H21. So okay, so these are the only theory that you need to understand for the two-port network, right? Now we are going to start the question, and I want everyone to attempt the question, give the answer with me. So this is the first question. This is the first question, guys. सब लोग इस क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट करने का ट्राई करो, ठीक है? एटलीस्ट स्टार्ट करो इसको, दिमाग लगाओ कैसे ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होगा. बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल क्वेश्चन है ये, और इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन गेट में पहले भी पूछे जा चुके हैं. इवन दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर ESE एग्जाम ऑल्सो, बिकॉज इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन बहुत फेवरेट होते हैं उनके लिए, because you have seen it's a concept of a transformer as well as the dot. And I will tell you one point very carefully. You will think for the EC students, they can think that sir, transformer is not in our course, but beta, this question was actually asked in a ESE exam of the EC student. Okay, so let's see, because a basic transformer property everyone knows, whether you are from EC background, electrical background, or IN background. A basic transformer knowledge each one of you should have. Okay, so in this question I need to find out the Z parameter matrix, and what is given? The mutual inductance of a coupled inductor is M. Now before solving this question, one few concepts you should know about the mutual inductance. So if you know it very well, so it's good, try to solve it. If you don't know the concept of mutual inductance, then I'm just going to explain you this concept. Let's suppose if two inductors are in series like this, okay, and this dot represents whether the particular mutual inductance will be additive or the subtractive in nature. Okay, it represents particular mutual inductance is additive or subtractive in nature. So let's suppose I is entering from here. So you can see I is entering at this particular dot, and also it is entering in this particular dot. If the current is entering at the dot across both the inductors, that will be a additive in nature. So remember, that will be the additive in nature. But if some current is flowing like this, let's suppose the inductor has dot here, inductor has the dot here. So you can see for this particular inductor L, the current is entering the dot, but for this particular inductor, the current is leaving the dot. So this is the subtractive in nature. This is the subtractive in nature. Now this is the small concept that is going to use in this type of a question. So good evening, common. So what is the concept here? See very carefully. The I1 is entering the dot. Similarly, I2 is entering the dot. So in both of the cases, current is entering the dot. It means it will be the additive in nature. It will be the additive in nature. Okay. Now you can write down the Kvl equation from here. So see very carefully. Voltage V1 is equal to J omega L1 multiplied by I1, but it also has a mutual inductance. What is the voltage because of the mutual inductance? The voltage because of the mutual inductance is the mutual reactance multiply the opposite current. So here it will be J omega M plus J omega M multiplied by I2. Now this is the additive in nature because the current is entering the node. So it will comes out to be plus. Got my point? Yes. This is the first equation. Similarly, what happened if I want to write down the equation of V2? So see, if you write down the equation of V2, it will be J omega L2 I2 plus the mutual inductance voltage because of the mutual reactance. It will be J omega M multiplied by I1. And remember very carefully why I put plus sign here, because I1 and I2 entering the node. That's why. Okay. So simple. अब मुझे क्या बताना है? Z पैरामीटर मैट्रिक्स बताना है. सिंपल है. Z पैरामीटर मैट्रिक्स क्या होता है? V1 V2 is equal to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So these equations are already in this form. Now you can compare both of these. So if you compare both of these, the Z parameter comes out to be J omega L1, J omega M, J omega M, and J omega L2. Okay, this is the Z parameter. Now tell me, Is this network a symmetrical network? Yes or no? Is this a symmetrical network? Yes or no? The Z parameter comes out to be this thing: J omega L1, J omega L2, J omega M and J omega M. Is this network a symmetrical network? इसका आंसर चाहिए मुझे सब लोगों से, yes or no? And बच्चों like the session, attendance ज्यादा है, like कम है, right? Like करो सेशन को, और सेशन को ना शेयर किया करो अपने दोस्तों के साथ, जिससे कि उनको भी नॉलेज मिले, प्लस when they ask the question you will get doubts also. So tell me, is this a symmetrical network? The answer is no. Network is not symmetrical. Network is not symmetrical. Why network is not symmetrical? Because you can see Z11 is not equal to Z22. But if L1 is equal to L2, then network will be symmetrical. So network will be symmetrical. So this thing can be asked in your MSQ type question also. Then when the network should be symmetrical, when the network should be reciprocal. Now see here, is the network is reciprocal? The answer is yes, the network is reciprocal. Why? Because you can see the non-principal diagonal are equal. So yes, reciprocal. Yes, network is reciprocal because Z12 is equal to Z21, right? Simple question hai, right? And this question is for the 1 mark question. For every question I will tell you the level of that question. So this is a 1 mark question. Simple hai. The only concept you should know, understanding the voltage here, the mutual reactance voltage, that you should know. Next question. Now in this question I need to find out the Z parameter of a 2-port network shown in figure. Okay, everyone should try it. Everyone should try this question. Okay, let's see. Take this question homework. Take this question homework because this is very simple question. Take this question homework. Okay, simple question है, homework ले लो and answer should be given in a comment section. And answer दिया करो बच्चों. अगर आप homework नहीं करोगे ना, then you will not know how to, then you will not understand the concept very properly, even if you don't practice that particular concept. Okay, so now we will solve this question. Question क्या है? The network of the figure contain a current control current source. It is given. For the network, find the Y and Z parameter. For this network, I need to find out Y and Z parameter. Now listen very carefully. Only one of the parameter you need to find out. Either you find out Y or you can find out Z. After that, the other parameter will be inverse of that. Right? Yes or no? For example, if I find out Y in parameter for this network, the Z will be inverse of it. If I find Z first, then Y will be inverse of it. Okay, so remember the inverse relationship between these two parameters. So it is plus minus V1, this is plus minus V2, this is I1, this is I2. Yes or no? Now see very carefully. Between this node and this node, there is no any element connect. So actually the potential of this node will be same. And what will be the potential of this node? V2 and V2. Yes or no? Similarly, the potential of this node is also V1. If I take one reference node, then this become V2, this become V1. Yes or no? Simple है ना? Simple हमने voltage को दिखाया कि voltage node पर क्या है, right? Now see here very carefully. What will be the current flow in this branch? You know the voltage is V1, the resistance is 1 ohm. So the current will be V1 by 1. Yes or no? What will be the current flow in this branch? So the current will be here V1 minus V2 divided by 2. Yes or no? I have a voltage, I have a resistance. So what is the formula of current? Higher potential minus lower potential divided by the resistance. So the same thing I did here. V1 minus V2 divided by 2. Simple. So if I apply the KCL at 1. If I apply the KCL at this node, then what happen? I1 is equal to V1 by 1 plus V1 minus V2 by 2. Yes or no? This will be the I1. Now remember, I gave you 1 point yesterday that to find out Y parameter, I need to find out Kcl equation. And to find out Z parameter, I need to find out Kvl equation. Okay. So यहाँ पर मैं कौन सी इक्वेशन लिख रहा हूँ KCL? It means which parameter I want to find out? Y parameter. So what is the general equation of Y parameter? I1 I2 is equal to Y11 V1 plus Y12 V2 is equal to Y21 V1 plus Y22 V2. This is a general equation of Y parameter. Fine. So see here, I can rearrange this equation in 3 by 2 V1 minus 1 by 2 V2. Yes or no? If you compare both equations, so two elements you already know. This is Y11. This is Y12. Okay. Next, now I have to write Kcl equation at this particular node. So see bachcha very carefully. I2 is entering and 3I1 is leaving. Yes or no? And this is actually a single node. Yes or no? ये पता है ना आपको, अगर दो नोड के बीच में कोई एलिमेंट नहीं होता, इसका मतलब क्या है? These two nodes actually representing a single node. So you can see what is the current flowing in this particular branch? V2 divided by 2. So I2 is entering, this V1 minus V2 by 2 is entering, and V2 by 2 and 3I1 are leaving. So if I apply the KCL at position 2, तो KCL क्या है? Sum of current entering. Which current are entering? I2 and V1 minus V2 by 2. V1 minus V2 by 2. These two currents are entering, and which current are leaving? See very carefully. V2 by 2 and 3I1 are leaving. 3I1 are leaving. Now I want equation in the form of I2, V1 and V2. But here you can see I have also the term of I1. So what I will do? I will put the value of I1 from here to this equation, right? So I will write here I2 is equal to V2 minus V1 by 2 plus V2 by 2 plus 3 times of I1. What is 3 times of I1? 3 by 2 V1 minus 1 by 2 V2. Okay. Now here just need to simplify this thing. Nothing is left. Just simplification is left. 1 by 2 plus 9 by 2 V1, and also check my calculation. Plus 1 minus 3 by 2 V2. Okay. So I2 comes out to be 4 times of V1. 2 minus 3. So minus 1 by 2 V2. Okay. So check my calculation also. Everyone check my calculation also. So this is the equation. So this become Y11 and this become Y12. Okay. कोमल बेटा अगर डिलीट करते हो ना आंसर, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ओके. When you try it ना, the only thing is left is the trying. If you are getting a wrong answer, don't worry about it. I want you to get a wrong answer so that you will learn something. Okay. So Y parameter will be how much? It will be Y11, which is 4 minus 1 by 2, and here I have a 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So just let me check the calculation once more very quickly. I will check the calculation. Otherwise you can do the calculation by yourself also. Okay. Yeah, correct. Now this is the Y parameter. Now if I want to find out the Z parameter, so think about it. What is Z parameter? Z parameter is the inverse of Y. Z parameter is nothing but a inverse of Y. How to find out inverse of 2 by 2 matrix? बहुत simple है ना. Exchange the principal diagonal. Exchange the principal diagonal and change the sign of a non-principal diagonal. Plus 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2. Shortcut method होता है ना ये, याद है ना? And divided by the determinant of a Y matrix. Means जिसका भी आप inverse निकाल लो, उसका determinant find करो and you need to divide it. Okay, then you can do the calculation by yourself. So always remember, whenever they are giving you some network, you have to see which parameter is easier to find out. So I can see Y parameter is easier to find out. Why? Because the whole network only contain 2 nodes. So it will be easier to write the Kcl equation. But if you talk about the loop, we have 3 loops, and even one loop contain a current source. That's why KVL is difficult to find here. Right? Good. Next question. In this question, I need to find out the transmission parameter. Transmission parameter कौन से होते हैं? ABCD parameter. Okay. In this question, I need to find out ABCD parameter. Everyone try this question. Everyone try this question. In this, I need to find out ABCD parameter. Now remember, for an ABCD parameter, for the ABCD parameter, okay, let me check. Okay, yeah, good. Thanks, Komal. Thanks, Komal. This is my mistake. Correct. This is my mistake. Thanks, Komal. So here what happened? Actually, it is y21. Correct. It is y21. It is y22. So earlier it was y11, which is 3 by 2. Next, it is minus 1 by 2, 4 and minus 1 by 2. I write. Okay. So the z parameter will also change. The z parameter will also change. Correct. Correct. ऐसे ध्यान रखा करो. ठीक है सब लोग should be very attentive in a class. Minus 4. Okay, like this, and here will be 1 divided by y. Fine. Now here I have to find out the ABCD parameter. So for the ABCD parameter, what is the equation? And listen very carefully. Whenever you are going to find out the ABCD parameter, you have to do the calculation very carefully. Because first of all, the equation are different. The I2 will be negative. Remember this point, okay? So for the ABCD parameter, the equation is AV2 minus BI2, CV2 and minus DI2, okay? Remember in ABCD parameter, here it will be a minus, okay? And also one point you need to remember, also you need to do one thing very carefully. You have to see the direction of current also in a figure. In a figure, direction of current is given, I2 is coming inside the network. That's why I have taken minus here. But if some question I2 will leave the network, then you have to take plus in ABCD parameter and minus in all other parameters. Okay. So this thing you should be very careful while solving the question of two-port parameter. Okay. Understood my point? Understood my this point? अगर I2 का करंट बाहर फ्लो कर रहा होगा ना, तो यहाँ पर प्लस लगा देना एंड दूसरे पैरामीटर से यहाँ पे माइनस आ जाएगा. करेक्ट. So let's see how to solve this question. So you can see I1 is entering here, I2 is entering here, and how much current is entering here? I1 plus I2 is entering here. Yes or no? Simple है ना? I1 यहाँ से आया, I2 यहाँ से आया, KCL लगाया, and how much current is leaving? I1 plus I2. Then I can write the KVL. This is plus minus V1. This is plus minus V2. So when you write the KVL, it will be minus V1 plus 10 times of I1 plus 20 times of I1 plus I2. Yes or no? So it comes out to be V1 times of 30 I1 plus 20 times of I2. Okay. But remember, I need equation in this form, not in this form. ठीक है. So ये मेरी पहली इक्वेशन होगी, फर्स्ट इक्वेशन. If you see the second equation, you can see the second equation here very carefully, that minus V2 minus KVL लगा रहा हूं फिर से. So minus V2, you can see minus V2 minus 3 times of I1 plus 20 times of I1 plus I2 equal to 0. So second equation क्या आ गई? 17 I1 plus 20 times of I2 gives you the second equation. Okay. Now see very carefully. The equations are not in this form. So once you find out the equation, the another way, now you have to rearrange this equation. How to rearrange this equation? See very carefully. This second equation is in form of V2, I1 and I2. It is matching with this equation. Yes or no? So I can rearrange the second equation. So if I rearrange the second equation, it comes out to be 1 by 17 V2 minus 20 by 17 I2. Yes or no? This is the third equation, and this equation is matching with this particular equation, which is a general equation, right? Now put I1, now put the equation of I1 in first. So put equation number third in first. Why? Because when you put equation number third into 1, the whole equation will be in V1, I2 and V2, right? So let's put the equations there. So V1 is equal to, calculation check करते हैं ना बच्चों, ठीक है? 31 by 17 V2 minus 20 by 17 I2. Okay. अच्छा, कोमल इज सेइंग सर 20 I1 minus I2. बेटा I1 minus I2 क्यों होगा? आप देखो ना, I1 is coming here, I2 is coming here, so how much current will go there? I1 plus I2, according to KCL, sum of current entering is equal to sum of current leaving. That's why I have put the 20 I1 plus I2. Got my point? Yes or no? कहां पर था मैं भी? Yes. Plus 20 times of I2. So V1 will be how much? 30 divided by 17 V2 minus 600 by 17 I2 plus 20 multiplied by I2. So V1 comes out to be 30 by 17 V2. Now it will be 340. So 600 minus 340. 260 minus 260 divided by 17 I2. Okay, let me check once more. Let me check the calculation once more very quickly. So minus V1 plus 10 times of I1 plus 20 times of I1 plus I2. Correct. Second equation is minus V2 minus 3 times of I1 plus 20 times of I1 plus I2. Correct. So it will be how much? V2 is equal to 20 I1 minus 3 I1 17 I1 plus 20 I2. Okay, then इसको rearrange किया हमने. It will be 1 by 17 V2 minus 20 by 17 I2. Correct, ये भी correct है. Now यहाँ पर put करा, so 31 31 by 17 V2 minus 20 by 17 I2. Okay, सही है. Everything is correct. Now you can compare the equation. This become A, this become B, okay, this become C, and this become D. So you got the ABCD parameter, which is the transmission parameter. Okay, but what you need to remember in this case, the only thing you need to remember this case is the minus sign here. So if the current is entering into a network, port 2 current, then there will be a minus, but if the current is leaving from the network, there will be a plus. Okay, good. Next question. Now this is the case third question. So till now, including the last class and including the today's class, till now we have done the case 1 and case 2 question, in which the network is either simple or the complex. The case third question is that they will not provide you the configuration of a network. See this question very carefully. If you see this question very carefully, you will see the configuration of this network is not given, right? But they are, it is not 0, it is only 14 volt. So configuration is not given, but T parameter of this particular network is given. So it come in a portion of case 3. Now what are the steps to solve the question of case 3? I told you here, this is the step to solve the question of the case 3. The step is write the given parameter, into general form and write equation of the modified network. See very carefully. See very carefully, bacha. T parameter is given. Now this T parameter is linking which voltage and which current. This T parameter is linking this voltage, the voltage which is just near to the network. Plus V1 plus V2, I1 and I2. Okay. So I need to write down the equation first. So this is a T parameter now. For a T parameter, equation is V1 I1 is equal to A times of V2. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So A times of V2 minus B times of I2. Now here it will be 0.4 times of V2 minus D times of I2. This is the first two equation. So the step to solve this question is that the first step is to write the equation into a general form. This is the general form of equation. Then you need to write the extra equation which is coming from a network. So see here very carefully. I2 is actually flowing in this direction. If I2 is flowing in this direction, it will be plus, it will be minus. Polarity ध्यान से देखो. I2 का अगर direction ये है तो plus minus polarity will be like this. And you will see the polarity is opposite to the voltage polarity which is given. So V2 will be how much? V2 will be minus 10 times of I2. This is the third equation. Last equation will coming from this network. So if you apply the KVL here, you will get minus 14 plus 2 times of I1 plus V1 equal to 0, or V1 comes out to be 14 plus 2 times of I1. This is the equation number 4. So after finding all the equations from the network, now you need to find the result. What I need to find out? I need to find out I1 and I2. So you have a 4 equation. Just you have to do the rearrangement and you need to find out the V1 and I1 and I2. So see very carefully. I can put the equation third into equation 2. So put equation third into equation 2. So what I will get? I1 is equal to 0.4 minus 10 times of I2 minus I2. So I1 I get minus 5 times of I2. This is the fifth equation. Then I1 is equal to minus 5 times of I2. Now do what? Put the equation number 4 into equation number first and equation number 3 into equation number first. So what I will do? Put equation number 4 and 3 into first. Why? Because when you put equation number 4 and equation number 3 into first, the whole equation will come out in I1 and I2 again. So here I will write 14 plus 2 times of I1 is equal to 5 times of V2. V2 is what? V2 is minus 10 times of I2 minus 10 times of I2. So it becomes 14 plus 2 times of I1 is equal to minus 60 times of I2. From the fifth equation, from equation number 5th, I1 is what? I1 is minus 5 times of I2. So 14 plus 2 multiply minus 5 times of I2 is equal to minus 60 times of I2, right? So it comes out to be 14 is equal to minus 10, you can see minus 60 I2 plus 10 times of I2. So it comes out to be how much? Minus 50. So minus 50 times of I2 is equal to 14. Yes or no? Let me check the calculation very fast. So it will be minus 5 I2 when you put this equation 1. So V2 is minus 10 times of I2, minus 10, minus 10, minus 60. V1 is 14 plus 2 I1. So V1 is 14 plus 2 times of I1. So I1 is nothing but minus 5 times of V2. It become minus 10 plus 10 minus 50. Okay. आप लोग भी कैलकुलेशन चेक कर लेना. So I2 comes out to be minus 14 by 50, or you can say minus 7 by 25. Yes or no? I2 comes out to be minus 7 by 25. Okay. सब लोग कैलकुलेशन भी चेक कर लो, कहीं कोई कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक तो नहीं है. अच्छा अच्छा बच्चा, आपने यहां तो देखा ही नहीं. आपने यहां पर तो देखा ही नहीं. यहां पर तो माइनस आएगा ना. यस, यहां पर तो माइनस आएगा ना बच्चा. ये तो देखा ही नहीं आप लोगों ने. जब इसको मैं यहां लेके जाऊंगा तो 14 माइनस 2i आएगा. यहां पर 14 माइनस 2i आएगा. तो यहां पर कितना आएगा? 14 माइनस 2i. ओके. एंड अरुण इज सेइंग सर इन इक्वेशन 1 एंड 2 माइनस i2. बेटा इक्वेशन 1 और 2 में तो माइनस i2 आएगा ही ना. इक्वेशन 1 और 2 में माइनस i2 आएगा. ये तो जनरल इक्वेशन होती है ना. दैट्स व्हाई. ओके. सो यहां पर माइनस है, इसको भी हटाओ. ये भी क्या होगा? माइनस होगा. हियर इट विल बी माइनस. Here it will be minus. So here it will be what? Here will be minus 2. So plus 10 here it goes to minus 10. Okay. So it comes out to be I2 is equal to minus 14 by 70. I2 is equal to minus 14 by 70 minus 1 by 5 ampere. Now if I2 is minus 1 by ampere, so I1 is what? I1 is minus 5 times of I2. So minus 1 by 5. So I1 comes out to be 1 ampere. Okay. Now what is the meaning of minus sign here? What is the meaning of minus sign here? The meaning of minus sign is that the current is actually flowing in the opposite direction. Okay. But I need to find out current in this direction. So the answer is minus 1 by 5. Okay. Now ask your doubts. So let me see. Arun is asking, but in circuit it is opposite. Beta, For the ABCD parameter, listen very carefully. I'm again telling you. For the ABCD parameter, let us suppose this is network and this is the general representation for the ABCD parameter. This is I1, this is I2. For this representation, the ABCD parameter is this one. Arun, for this representation, the ABCD parameter is this one. Now, if you change the direction of current I2, let's suppose अगर मैं I2 का current outside the network ले लेता यहाँ पर, तब यहाँ पर प्लस आता. बट क्वेश्चन देखो, क्वेश्चन ध्यान से देखो, I2 is entering inside a network. ये जो T नेटवर्क के अंदर जो मेरा T पैरामीटर दिया हुआ है उसके अंदर I2 एंटर कर रहा है. इट मींस ब्लू वाला साइन आपको दिया हुआ है और उसके लिए देयर विल बी अ माइनस हियर. अंडरस्टूड माय पॉइंट अरुण? यस और नो? जल्दी से बताओ. समझे ना माइनस क्यों आया? बिकॉज व्हेन द करंट एंटर इनसाइड द नेटवर्क इन एबीसीडी पैरामीटर देयर विल बी अ माइनस साइन. So you can see that current is entering inside the network, so there will be a minus sign. Fine. Okay, next question. It's a very beautiful question. Again, it's a very beautiful question. Everyone try this question. So a two-port a two-port network is represented by the ABCD parameter. Okay, if the two-port network is terminated by RL, the input impedance seen at port 1 is given by. तो देखो उन्होंने नेटवर्क नहीं बनाया ना, तो आई एम ड्रॉइंग द नेटवर्क माई सेल्फ. सो गिवन क्या है? आई हैव अ नेटवर्क whose ABCD parameter are given. I have a network whose ABCD parameter are given. This will be V1 and here I1 is flowing. Here I have a V2 plus minus V2 and see we have a minus sign there now. We have a minus I2 there. It means that current is entering inside a network, so it will be I2. Now according to a question they are saying port 2 is terminated by RL. There is one resistor through which the port 2 is terminated. It is terminated by RL. The input impedance seen at port 1 is given by. I need to find out this input impedance Zi. So what is the input impedance? Input impedance will be voltage divided by the current. Yes or no? आपको port 1 से impedance find करना है. So input impedance seen by the port 1 will be how much? Port 1 voltage divided by the port 1 current. Yes or no? So if I am able to find out the relation between V1 and I1, then it will be easier to find out the input impedance. Okay, समझे ना इस पॉइंट को? तो चलो सॉल्व करते हैं, जल्दी से इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करते हैं. So first of all, to solve this question, first of all you have to write the equation of the given parameter into general form. So you can see this is V1 I1 is equal to A times of V2 minus B times of I2, C times of V2 minus D times of I2. So this is the equation 1, this is the equation 2. Now write the equation, write the new equations which can form from the network. So see here very carefully, the only equation you can form is this side. The I2 is going in this direction. So because of the I2, the polarity is plus minus. It is opposite to the polarity of V2. So the second equation will be V2 is equal to minus I2 times of RL. This is the third equation. Yes or no? V2 will be minus I2 times of RL. Now put the equation 3 in equation 2. Put equation 3 in equation 2. So third equation को second equation put करो, क्या आएगा? I1 is equal to C multiply by minus I2 RL minus D times of I2. So I1 is equal to, let's suppose I'm taking minus I2 common. So it comes out to be CRL plus D, CRL plus D. Here it will be I2. Yes or no? This is the equation number 4. Similarly, put equation 3 in equation 1. When you put equation 3 into equation 1, you will get V1 is equal to minus A times of I2 RL minus B times of I2. So let's take minus I2 common. It comes out to be A RL plus B I2. Now you can see I need to find out ratio of V1 and I1. So what can I do? Can I write input impedance is equal to V1 divided by I1. What is V1? It is minus A times of RL plus B multiplied by I2 divided by minus C times of RL plus D multiplied by I2. So कितना आंसर आ गया? A times of RL plus B divided by C times of RL plus D. तो जस्ट आपको मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन आनी चाहिए, ओके, और मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन को हैंडल करना आना चाहिए। इफ यू नो हाउ टू हैंडल द मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन देन यू कैन सॉल्व द टू पोर्ट पैरामीटर्स वेरी वेरी इजीली। सो द आंसर इज ARL plus B and CRL plus D, option number D. So this question has been asked for the EC students in 2006 of a 2 mark, और आप देख लो कितना सिंपल क्वेश्चन है। जस्ट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड योर expression handling property, right? This is your homework question. This is the homework question. This is the same question that we have solved just now. ये जो अभी solve किया ना वैसा ही same question है ये, बस the only difference is that they have given you the values here. Okay, so this is the homework question and see very very carefully the direction of current I2 here. It is leaving the network. See very carefully the direction of current I2 here. Okay, so इस क्वेश्चन को ध्यान से सॉल्व करना है and give the answer in a comment section. Correct. Next question. Next question. Now for this network I need to find out y and z parameter. तो सब लोग इसको ट्राई करो, इस वाले क्वेश्चन को सब लोग ट्राई करो। Everyone should try this question. So the accompanying figure a resistive network containing a single control source. कौन सा सोर्स है ये वैसे? देख कर पता चल रहा है मुझे, voltage dependent voltage source. Why? Because polarity is given, so it will be a voltage source. Now dependency is what? Voltage dependency. So it is a voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, and बच्चों इसके बाद जो क्वेश्चन आने वाला है ना बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है, उस क्वेश्चन को मिस मत करना। इसके बाद वाला जो क्वेश्चन है, इन दैट क्वेश्चन आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस यू द थेवेनिन्स थ्योरम इन टू पोर्ट नेटवर्क। Okay, so voltage dependent voltage source is this. Okay, here it is I1 flowing, here it is I2 flowing. Now simple है, just you need to write the KCL and KVL equation, और कुछ नहीं। तो आप देखो यहाँ पर वोल्टेज कितना होगा V1, अगर मैं इसको 0 ग्राउंड से कनेक्ट कर दूं तो कितना होगा V1। Similarly here the voltage will be V2. Now tell me the equation of current which will flow here. Here the equation will be V1 by 2, no problem. Voltage divided by resistance V1 by 2. What will be the equation of current which flow here? The equation is higher potential minus lower potential divided by the resistance of a path 1 ohm, right? So now I can write the KCL equation. So write KCL at node 1. So if you write the KCL equation here, it will be I1 is equal to V1 by 2 plus V1 minus 3V1 minus V2 by 1. So I1 is equal to V1 by 2 minus 2 times of V1 minus V2, or I1 is equal to minus 3 by 2 V1 minus V2. Okay, this will be the equation, and here you can see this is Y11 and here it is Y12, right? We are finding out the y parameter. Why? Because it is easier to write the KCL equation here, right? Just आपको एक नोड पकड़ना, इस नोड को लिया and apply the KCL equation. Nothing is difficult here. Okay, now next I will write KCL equation at node 2. So KCL equation at node 2. So if I write the KCL equation, okay, Komal is asking V1 minus V2 minus 3V1. Yes, Komal, correct. So right now I will write the KCL equation here. So you can see this current I2 current is entering and this is the current V2 divided by 1, voltage divided by resistance. So apply the KCL. So when you apply the KCL, V1 minus 3 1 minus V2 by 1 is entering plus I2 is entering is equal to what? V2 by 1 is equal to what? V2 by 1. So इसको simplify कर दो. I2 is equal to minus V1 plus 3 times of V1 plus V2 सिंपल हो गया ना. अब तो कुछ बचा ही नहीं क्वेश्चन में. प्लस 2 times of V1 plus 2 times of V2. So ये क्या हो गया मेरे पास? Y21 and this will be Y22. So Y पैरामीटर कितना आ गया? सिंपल से आ गया कितना? Minus 3 by 2 minus 1 2 and 2. Simple. Now what will be the Z parameter? It is just the inverse of the Y parameter. So the Z parameter will be, इसका inverse करो, 2 minus 3 by 2 plus 1 minus 2. Okay, and here it will be the determinant of the Y parameter. So if you take the determinant of Y parameter, it will be minus 6 by 2 plus 2. So Z comes out to be 2 to the 4, 3 minus 3 plus 2 minus 1. So minus sign को अंदर ले जाओ, it will be minus 2 plus 2 minus 1 3 by 2. This will be the Z parameter. Okay. Now बच्चों एक चीज आपको मैं बताऊंगा. One thing I want to discuss with you right now. I know that Z parameter is the inverse of Y. I know H parameter is the inverse of G, or you can say G is the inverse of H. दोनों एक चीज है. ABCD dash is the inverse of ABCD parameter. These three relation we know. But how can you convert if, let us suppose, we have given a Z parameter and I need to find out H parameter. Now there is not any direct relationship between Z and H. So how we will convert the Z parameter into H or Z parameter into ABCD? This is also very important topic for your exam. For example, if this particular network is given, this is a T network. For this network, I can easily find out the Z parameter. I told you the shortcut formula. So I can easily find out Z parameter from here, and then I can convert this into any of the parameter like H, ABCD dash, ABCD or G parameter. किसी भी parameter में change कर सकता हूँ. Now, if you know this concept already, then you know you have to remember so many formulas. When you convert Z parameter into H or a ABCD parameter, you need to remember a lot many formulas. Okay, but tomorrow I will tell you one small trick. That you just have to rearrange the equation and you need not to remember the formulas at all, because remembering those formulas are the time taking. Plus इतने सारे फॉर्मूला याद करोगे तो एग्जाम में भूलने के चांसेस और ज्यादा है. ठीक है. So tell me, do you want to do one last question or do you want to end the session right now? Although this is a very good question. This is a very good question. In this question, the Z parameter of this is given and I need to find out the VTH and ZTH. Okay, in this question, I need to find out VTH and ZTH. Do you want this question to try in homework? If you want to try this question homework, I will solve this question tomorrow. But only on one case I will solve this question. If you all try this question in homework, and this is the option, and you have to tell me the options. So बताओ बच्चों, घर में ये वाला क्वेश्चन ट्राई करोगे एक बार? Yes or no? Reply करो सब लोग. Will you try this? Do you want to try this question in homework? Everyone replied. So कोमल ने बोला नहीं सर, हम आप ही कराओ, हमें नहीं करना. Okay, anyone else? Okay, so सिर्फ एक ही बच्चे ने बोला है. तो okay, so I will solve this question right now. So in this question, what is given? We have given a particular network is given in which the two-port network of Z parameter of a two-port network is given. So see very carefully. This is given for plus minus V1 and I1 is entering. This is plus minus V2 and I2 is entering. Okay, so this is the voltage, and for this voltage and current, two-port network is given. Okay, what I need to find out? I need to find out VTH and ZTH. This is the MSQ type of question. Okay, So in this, I need to find out VTH and ZTH. What is the VTH and ZTH? It is the Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin impedance. Okay. So I will give you hint and you will solve this question in your homework. But in tomorrow class, you have to tell me the answer. I want everyone to try it. So what is the hint? So मैं hint देता हूँ आपको. What is the hint? VTH क्या होता है? VTH बताओ क्या होता है? VTH is the open circuit voltage. So what is the meaning of an open circuit voltage? For in this case, it means I2 will be 0 and remove ZL. So to find out the VTH, which is the open circuit voltage, you have to make the ZL open circuit. Fine. And you need to find out the voltage here. This is the hint. For the ZTH, remember one point, I can use the test source method. For ZTH, I can use the test source method and short circuit the voltage source. So this voltage source will be short circuit and you have to apply the test source here and you need to find out the ZTH. तो मैंने आपको बहुत बड़ी hint दे दी है. Okay, so take the screenshot for this question and take the screenshot of answer also. Okay, so इन दोनों का screenshot ले लो, try करना. Because when you try it and then when I rectify your mistake, you will learn very quickly. So guys, what we are going to learn in next class? In next class, we are going to learn the interconnection of networks. For example, if two networks are connected in series, connected in parallel, then what will going to happen? That we are going to learn in the next class. Also, we are going to learn the transformation of parameters. Transformation of parameters means you have to convert a Z parameter into H parameter or any other parameter except Y. Okay, so these two concepts we are going to learn today and tomorrow is the last class for the networks. Okay, so be on time 9:30 and remember from 30th November to 2:30 p.m. I am going to start the Power Electronics Revision series on our new channel Gate Impulse EEC. So उस channel को भी follow कर लेना. Okay, and also there is a classes of control system is going on that channel and I guess signal system also. So I hope you will also following that particular channel. Okay, so see you guys. We will meet tomorrow. Okay, till then, bye bye, good night, and do the homework on time and give me the answer in next class.